All right. Meanwhile, joining us right now on the phone from the U.S. Geological Survey with the very latest, we've got with us Rob Williams. He is in Golden, Colorado. Robert, good morning to you.
Okay, good morning.
Robert, try to put this into perspective. We understand this is the largest earthquake in Japan since records started in the 1800s. How big is 8.9?
It's a great earthquake. Definitely, probably going to reach into the top 6 since about 1900 for earthquakes around the world. It's comparable in size to the earthquake in Chile last year. That was a magnitude 8.8, and very similar kind of rupture in both cases, the thrust earthquake at a subduction zone.
Robert, I'm interested, as we're watching this video, this alarming video that's coming out of Japan now, is it your estimation that there will be more damage from the earthquake or from the tsunami?
You know, that's a good question. The Japanese are probably more prepared for earthquakes than anybody in the world in terms of buildings and infrastructure. But, you know, if I had to make a guess based on those same videos that you're seeing, it looks like the tsunami is going to be very significant.
Right. And I'm wondering how you track, then, the tsunami, because now it's like we're just sitting waiting for it to happen in Hawaii and then the west coast of the United States. Is there a way in which you can track not only the time, which we know you can, but the intensity and whether or not it'll actually happen?
Yeah, in fact, you know, our partner, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, tracks the tsunami, and they use ocean buoys. So they have stations out in the Pacific, and they can measure as the wave moves by. They can get the time and the height of the wave, and then continually improve their model of how it will impact the West Coast.
Right. And is there any hope in the fact that I know the city of Sendai has 1 million people in it, but as we watch the waves creep from the coast into land, I saw a lot of farmland, a lot of open land before they hit a highway. I mean, that seems to be the great hope people have to keep the numbers down in terms of casualties.
I think you're right there. Small buildings in general in that farmland, which are probably going to hold up pretty well to shaking. It's just that tsunami effect along the coast.
We also understand that apparently there was an earthquake this morning in Hawaii, and it was a 4.5 that has hit Hawaii. We understand, of course, they're bracing for the tsunami, which will probably hit there at 3 o'clock Pacific time. They say that that is unrelated. That earthquake is unrelated to this gigantic earthquake in Japan.
I would agree with that. Right now, there's been a series of small earthquakes near the Big Island of Hawaii where this event happened, and it may be related to the volcanic eruption that's been going on there for several days.
Right, and several days ago in this area of Japan, meanwhile, we understand that they have had a series of earthquakes, and there was a 7-point-something magnitude just a couple of days ago in Japan, right?
That's right, a 7.2 on March 9th. Not far from the epicenter of the magnitude 8.9, it looks like, at this point, that was a foreshock of the 8.9 event.
So Robert, bring us to Japan then, and having known that, did people in Japan, were they preparing for this major earthquake? Is that the way it works?
As far as I know, I didn't hear of any precautionary messages going out. I don't know. I'm not aware of anything like that.
Put in perspective this possible 6-foot wave that could hit Hawaii. What, tsunami speaking, is that big? Is that medium? What kind of devastation does a 6-foot wave do?
That it's getting out of my area of expertise, but it's a big wave. Low-lying areas obviously in danger. It's also the hazard is in the width of this wave. It's not just like a regular ocean wave that you see every day. It's a very broad wave, so it'll bring in a lot of water with it.
Right, and I guess the speed in which the wave hits is key, correct?
It is. It depends on the shoreline configuration. It can quite variable can be the effects.
Right. And Robert, you said that the earthquake they had a day or so ago in that region, 7-something magnitude, foreshadowed this one, which was a gigantic one of 8.9 magnitude. Is there a possibility of an even larger earthquake after this?
There's always a slight chance of a larger earthquake. I'd say it's a very low probability. What we are seeing so far are that there's a very good chance of magnitude 6 and 7 earthquakes to continue an aftershock sequence.
Right, and they've already had 19 aftershocks. That's to be expected.
We've got 35 now.
Oh my goodness!
Greater than magnitude 5. There's probably hundreds of earthquakes, magnitude 3 and 4. 13 greater than magnitude 6.
So hundreds of aftershocks.
Yep. That will occur over the next month. There'll be thousands of aftershocks, and a lot of them felt.
Yep.
Well, it's amazing to see this unfold right before your eyes, where it just happened hours ago, and we're still seeing the people of Japan who feel like, wow, my goodness, at least I didn't get hit, I survived this, knowing that aftershocks are coming. They're not out of the woods yet. And